early in the morning, getting the kids ready for school. Rise and grind, yeah. Pack a lunch or two. Talking about I gotta be at work in a few, yeah. Hey, for your daily news, hey. Grinding just for you, yeah. When you don't have a clue, yeah. Ain't got the scoop for you, yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning Show. This is what we do every Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Wake y'all ass up. Y'all know what time it is. This is what we do, y'all. Come on now. So, today, we're going to talk about... let me get this camera straight for y'all. Yeah, welcome to Podcasting. So, we talking about today, education in Black America. We just want to know from a lot of y'all, what do y'all think? What do you think is the problem? What do you think is the solution? Most of the time when we talk about problems, people just stick and focus on the problems. Today we got a very special guest and reaching us from out of state. He's coming to us live in Zoom. But before we get to him, because he has an amazing story, but before we get to him, I got to introduce the man of the hour who's definitely in the building. He's one of the funniest comedians y'all will ever get to meet if y'all come here. I'm just joking. He just did a show out in Lima, Ohio. He go by the name of the one and only D. Jones.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Lima, Ohio was dope, man.
Lima, yeah.
It was dope. Because I think all the black people in Lima, Ohio was there.
Yeah, probably so. You about 12?
Nice. No, 24.
24. That's good.
Double it up.
That's good. So, of course, y'all all know that this is Black History Month, February.
Man, it's
and it's snowy.
It's
in Detroit,
is it
Michigan.
Funny though, this white guy was like, he said, "We're expecting 12 inches of snow." Okay, touche, Black History Month.
Are you for real?
Yeah, I think he was telling the joke, talking about 12 inches, Black History. I was like, I can't be mad at you.
You can't be mad at that. Shout out to the white man that made a pun about a black man's reproductive organ.
Yeah.
So, majority of the time, Fifi jet hasn't landed. It was a lot of
snowstorm.
And so D. Jones helicopters just came in.
Hey,
I guess it's easier to land a helicopter than it is a jet in the snow.
I don't know. I don't even want to talk about helicopters no more.
Okay. Oh, because you real sensitive. I understand. Me too.
No, because
go ahead.
Never mind.
No, say it.
Black History Month.
Black History Month. So,
how was your weekend, Miles?
It was great. And yours?
It was wonderful.
You just
man.
said that. I got you.
Valentine's Day was great.
Okay. You was by yourself yesterday?
No, I had a pop-up shop.
Okay.
And it was a good time, man. Had a good time.
Okay. Well, at least you had a good time, D. Jones. Everybody don't get to have a chance to have a good time.
Well,
but you did.
You got to make life good. Life is what you make it.
That's right. All right. In case y'all don't know, give us a call in 248-854-9850. That's 248-854-9850. So, the man we're about to introduce, I'm not going to get all philosophical and deep, but I'm going to let him tell you. He go by the name of Dr. Isaiah White. Mr. White, are you with us, dear brother?
Good morning, everybody. It's a blessing to be here.
Good morning.
That's what's up.
He looked like he's 32.
You can be 32 and a doctor. Tell his ass,
he
man.
He just graduated.
You don't have to be old to be a doctor.
No, he just graduated. He look young in the mud.
That's what's up.
Black don't crack.
It damn sure don't. Dr. Isaiah White. Can I say it is doctor, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's what's up, man. So, you was featured in blacknews.com, and we try to reach out to majority. I mean, we don't what you call this, discriminate, but we kind of hesitate and we just focusate on. Is focusate a word?
I don't think so.
It's your word. We're going to go with
see?
it. I'm
There you
using
go.
it.
Dr. White said.
Yeah, it's your word.
I think words, if you understand what a person is saying, I think it should be a word. It's a form.
Okay.
It's a form of communication.
Right.
So anybody know me, I'm big on education as far as being able to speak properly, present yourself, using proper grammar. Of course, knowing how to read, write, and arithmetic, that's my thing. But at the same time, you still have to have a passion of learning and being able to be coachable. Am I correct, Dr. White?
Yes, sir. Coachable is big.
Yes, coachable is very big. So, where are you from, sir?
I am from New Jersey, South Jersey, all the way in the country.
Ooh. Oh, you know what? My family has a family house out that way. They from Camden.
Oh yeah, I'm about 30 minutes from Camden. Yeah, about 45 minutes from Atlantic City.
And they be like, you ain't never been to the house in the woods? I'm like, no. We got a swimming pool and everything. I'm like, so no. I'm like, I'm not going to no woods. If I can't get Wi-Fi, I'm not going.
Weave.
Okay,
I'm words. You making?
I'm gonna look up Wi-Fi again. All right,
he's making up words today, doctor.
It's Wi-Fi. It's W-I-F-I. Wi-Fi.
Okay, I'm with it.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Now, do you get a box of Kifk before you go to the woods and get your Wi-Fi?
Anyway, Dr. White, never mind us. We clown every morning. How important is education in Black America?
Let me say this. Education is powerful. No matter what form of education you try to get, it's powerful. It allows you to sit at the table in places that most people would isolate you or not allow you to sit down. And education could be going to a college, getting a certificate, getting knowledge, but what environment do you want to be in? And what is required for you to be able to sit at that table? And I think that's a big thing that we need to present to our young people. Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself going? What conversation do you want to have? And what people do you want to hang around? And can you build yourself up to be able to hang in those conversations and be able to be an integral part in what the vision is? So I think it's very important, but it's how you go about it. What table do you want to sit at?
Tell us where you started at, like school and when you were a kid. Like, were you always the involved or wanting to be a doctor? Like, what motivated you?
Well, I have a doctorate in education, so I'm a professor and looking to be a president of a college if that's where God allows me to go. So, no, I can't say that. Education beat me down. Education did not welcome me because I have learning disabilities. So I have a lot of them. And I'm proud to say that because I didn't do anything to get them but be born. A lot of times when people say disabilities, they shy away from it because everybody put them down. Everybody makes them feel bad. So for me, no, education wasn't good. I did not think that I would be here. It's by the blessing of God that helped me get to where I am. Education was hurtful. Education was painful. Education gave me scars that I didn't get out of or heal from until I got my doctorate degree, or as I was going towards that process. So I was in special ed majority of my life. I was in that classroom where they ate lunch there. They went outside probably at the end of the day. I didn't ride the little bus that everybody makes fun of, but that's the bus that we should have been on. So, and in that classroom, all we did was fight. We had to learn how to fight. We couldn't learn because you were fighting all day doing spitballs. So when you talk about education, I did not know I wasn't educated until I went to a college and they basically told me what all my levels I was on. And those levels were, I was a 5th grade reading level, 7th grade math level. And that's when I realized, wait a minute, I went to school for all these years and didn't learn a thing. So that's when the whole journey started for me to become Dr. White.
So you had a learning disability, which means you had to work twice as harder to achieve the goals you're at right now.
Yes, Yes, comprehension, dyslexic, all of those things. So I have a lot of them that stop me. Like when I see numbers, they don't just look like numbers. It's all scribble. So my if you had to study for a half an hour, I had to study for 3. My time in studying was totally different than everybody else's. So that's what the journey was for me.
Wow. So you said dyslexia.
Mm-hmm.
What other form of learning disabilities you have?
I have comprehension. I don't. It's very hard for me to remember what I read. So let's say if I read something. So and as you can see, I'm very free to talk about. Let's say if I look at my phone, I have to take my password from my phone and put it on the computer. So from my phone to the computer, I'll forget it. That's my process of learning. I do not remember things. It takes me a long. I remember faces, but I might not remember names. So it's a lot of things. Comprehension, dyslexia, visual impaired. Like one of the things that my disability does, it hurts me from riding a ride. I can't ride rides. I can't do that because my vision is so blurred or it doesn't see things for what they are.
Oh, okay. So yeah, because I have a problem. I have a comprehension problem as well. Right. And I used to always tease my friend. I say, you got a bionic brain because his comprehension be like at 1,000 compared to mine. He go by the name of Nathan Talbot. I swear, like I may know only. Because I'm a graphic designer, so I may only know 2% of what Photoshop does, right? And he know 99% of what it does. But at the same time, creative-wise, he doesn't comprehend the creative portion, but he knows the intricacies of the app thoroughly. I mean, if I tell him I have a problem, he said, "Well, try this," and if we work it out 2 times. He probably maxed out the answer within the third try over the phone though. You know what I mean? He don't even have to be in front of the computer together. Just over the phone, he'll get it. So I think that's dope. So people that have memories like that, do you consider people or comprehension levels like that? Is it a particular terminology for people who has a higher grade of comprehension?
Not that I know of. I just know it's a comprehension problem. It might be a bigger term for that. I just knew I wanted to study what my issue was and how it plays a part in my life, and then go forward from that.
Okay.
Were your parents patient with you growing up? And part 2 to that question, what would you tell parents who have kids with disabilities?
Oh man, that's a good question. My mom and my dad was very. I can't say that they slacked in any way. I cannot say that. They were there. I was suspended all the time. They were there. I had meetings with the principals all the time. They were there. I mean, I got my behind whooped real bad. I wish we had child services at that time because they would have took me away. Okay, but no, I just listen. They were there all the time. Even when my father was no longer in the picture, my mom was there. My mom was there at every graduation, all the way to my doctorate degree. So what I would say to parents is you have to be consistent. You have to show them that you love them, and you have to continue to push them. I can say since I have the spiritual background, my mom prayed, and that pushed me to get there. But you also got to be there with them. You got to be understanding. The only thing that I think my dad could have did better was be more understanding. He was patient to a point. You know, fathers, we're going to try to our level. And when it's at that level, we might have a couple more inches, but after that, that's it. So I could understand the frustration because I was acting up in school. I was expelled from school. So in everything that they tried to do, they were trying to find out why the behavior. So parents, you have to be loving, understanding, and just understand this, that there's something that's going on in your child's brain with a disability that you will never understand. You could never understand the fight from, I want to learn, the classmate next to me is getting it, and I'm trying everything. So you know what I'll do? I'll just act that out. That's all I got. That's all I'm going to do. And a lot of parents will beat their kid down with words, but they're already beating themselves down. So just love them beyond. And my mother's love and her being there from step one and my grandmother being there, that really pushed me. So, and they have to understand that the kid has to work themselves through this. You know what I mean? You can't tell me that I'm Dr. White. I had those moments, wait a minute, I got what? And it's because of the push that they put on me.
What, you're a professor, right? Yes. At what point did you realize that you wanted to be in the profession that you're in, having a disability?
That came by mistake. It was like a joke. They was looking for it. It was in the paper. I'm serious. It was in the paper. They was looking for professors. I said, boy, put it in and try it out. So I put it in and I got a call. I was shocked. This is what the guy said. He said, you don't have the experience to be the professor, but your community work, because I worked in the community, I volunteered, I coached football. I was working with those children, those individuals who had some troubled backgrounds. They said, we're looking for people to deal with the influx of new students that's coming in from that background. So I want you to know, you don't have the experience, we're giving you a chance. From that point on, I went higher and higher. And my first class I taught, which is funny, so I told you I graduated on like a 5th grade reading level, was reading in college. I took all of the things that helped me be successful and implemented that into the classroom. And then you had everybody passing, and that's when people were talking.
That's dope.
It is dope.
Actually, you went to Wimbledon University, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So you was it online or did you travel? Because I know if you had to go to Delaware, you had to travel through Philadelphia.
Well, our way is different. We travel over the river, through the woods, through the backwoods. We probably saw a wolf and everything else. We traveled through the backwoods to get to Delaware, and that's how we got there. So it wasn't up Philadelphia. Yeah.
Wow. So that was like a shortcut, though.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, all through the backwoods. Yes, sir.
He's all through the backwoods. So in your fight, at what point did you ever find a point to where you felt like you wasn't going to make it?
Yeah, because you when you face those teachers that's supposed to teach you, and in the back room they talking about you, and during my doctorate degree, I mean, I had a teacher. I had lunch detention. I was going to the principal's office, so I went past the teacher's room, and guess what? They were in there talking about me, how horrible I was, how I wasn't going to make it, and I went to that. That gave me the energy to keep going. It was in my last year of my doctorate degree that a guy told me. He said, the way that you're writing and the way that you're not doctorate material. I said, I done went through 3 years of schooling. All I'm working on my dissertation. I'm gonna make it through. And that was discouraging because I went through a year of doing my dissertation, and at the end, when I switched dissertation chairs, they told me that I had to start over. That's when it was done for me. Because I said, I'm not doing this. I done put in all this time. Why do I have to start over? And that's when it was probably a cloud. But my relentless, I can't quit spirit is what kept me going.
That's dope as hell. So, but also, did you find yourself like, okay, I'm about to really show my ass on this one? Or would you just like I'm just going to keep my head in the books and just do what I need to do so I can pass and that's it? Or did you really put your right foot in it?
Well, Sid, let me tell you this. I do something amazing with negative comments. Negative comments influence me. They make me better. So I took every negative comment and I applied it to myself and I pushed deeper. So I'm going to tell you this. If you want to be my enemy, I'd rather you say good things to me than say something negative. Because if you say something negative to me, I'm going to make it. So I took the negative comments that he said. I took negative comments that were said about me and my learning, and I dug deeper. So I knew this. If I could become Dr. White, I was going to reach back and help those who have learning disabilities, because we all know they put our children in special ed. They're quick to tell somebody that you need to classify your child, not even looking at their abilities. I have more abilities than I do disabilities. So it was those negative comments that helped me get to where I wanted to go. So I'm just telling all my enemies, I'd rather you say, Isaiah, you can do it, than say you can't do it.
You know what? I used to tell people very similar situation, because I used to tell people, just tell me I can't do it. Because I swear if you tell me I can't do it, I'm going to do it better than you. Put your ass out of business and have all your customers be mine. It'd be nice for you to become my customer, and then you walk in and see your old customers.
Right.
I mean, I damn fight fire with fire. I used to fight the sun with fire, because people don't understand negative comments, and sometimes they don't be negative, and sometimes the comments might be dead on, but the fact that you think I'm a fail at doing it is, I don't look at no comments as being negative. I look more so as their fears. They trying to project their fears on me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you're trying to project your fears on me, that's fine. But if you're trying to project your fears on me and put me down,
right,
not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. Eric Thomas said the best. You You might be richer than me. You might have more things than I do, but you're not going to outgrind me.
That's true.
I have not yet met a person that I felt was going to be able to outgrind me.
Right.
I don't care. I got a friends right now. I say anytime my little money do better than all your money, that's sad.
That's sad.
That's sad. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna lie. I could take $100 and make it. I could make it into about $100,000 within a year and a half. And I'm not gonna say easy, but easily.
Right.
Because I have a belief. All you need is 100 people to spend $1,000 with you in a year, and you in the 6 digits. You making 6 figures.
Right.
I don't need to have all the money. I just believe that you just need 100 people to spend $1,000 with you a year, and that's not hard to do.
Right.
So, is there any programs that you're developing right now in regards to the children with learning disabilities?
Well, I'm a disabilities coach, so if a parent calls me and said I need you to work with my son or my daughter who has a disability, I will coach them through it. I'm actually right now working on 100 books, and I'm writing 100 books because now I want to go back out there into social media in the world and show people, and I'm going to broadcast because I still have the paperwork from when I was in special ed and my learning disability that says my 5th grade reading level or whatever reading level it was. And when I write the 100 books, I'm going to make sure I connect the 100 books to the reading level to make sure that individuals know that a disability doesn't define you. It's what's inside of you. It's that grit. It's that grind. So I'm doing something every day to show individuals what they can do to become better in spite of the disability. The disability is only a section or a small part of you, but there's greater inside of you that you need to broadcast. So I'm doing everything possible. If it's mentoring people at my school. I mean, I deal with students who don't have put it like this, they're not at that level where they need to be. On the side, I'm tutoring them to help them get up to the level because I believe in everybody. Because when people didn't believe in me, it was that little belief that the people did have that helped me grind. And in the belief that I had in myself. It's, you know what it is? It's what you believe in yourself, not what somebody else says about you. Do you think that you are great? You have it inside of you because fear is implemented to make you a lesser of a person. But me, that fear, I don't have that. Most people have.
That's dope. D?
Since you're helping kids with disabilities, we have to talk because I always had a problem with the special education kids because they made fun of me. And I'm going to tell you how they did it. First of all, when I was in middle school, one of the kids in special education probably was 17. We called him Tyson. He used to beat us up every day and take our lunch money. Then, growing up, I didn't know my best friend through life was in special ed. Every year, I was class clown. I would get on punishment when I got my report card. He'd come over my house like, I got straight A's.
Right.
Like, you just gonna rub it in my face, bro. But I didn't know he was in special ed until we was like in the 12th grade.
Wow.
Right.
Well, I would like to say this though too. I would actually, I was in. They put me in special education.
Did they?
Yeah, because I had a fear of men with gray in their beard, and henceforth, why I probably even is like this right now.
You had a fear of men with gray in their beard?
Yeah, because my mother was getting abused by her boyfriend, and I equated that with every other black man that I met.
I think you just needed counseling. I don't think you needed special education.
Yeah, but in the school system,
that's what they did. That was
Dr.
their
White
counsel.
would see, like, because Dr. White might raise a hand to this. Whenever I seen a black man with gray in his beard, I didn't talk. I went completely like silent.
Wow.
And they asked me a question, looking me dead in my face, and said, "Miles, did you hear me?" It got to the point I remember one teacher like, "Motherfucker, blink if you can hear me." You know what I mean? Because I just stared at him. And I was stared at him because my mother was being abused by a black man with a gray beard. So, what do you say, Dr. White, to people who have probably been traumatized in their life and the school system basically misdiagnosed them as being special ed instead of saying maybe there was a problem? Until my counselor, going towards the end of my 9th grade, she was like, "Do y'all know why is he in special ed? Did you look at his test? There's nothing wrong with him. If you sit down and talk to him, you would have found out that he'd been traumatized. Everybody he'd been kicked out him out of his class were all men, and they all had gray hair in their beard or something. You know what I mean? And until then, they took me out of my counselor pulled me out of my ninth grade class and put me in regular classes. And then when I was acing them classes, I got all straight A's. And even it was so ridiculous when I won principal student of the year. My counselor looked at everybody like, y'all see what we messed up in? Like I couldn't participate in no DECA classes or nothing. Those was marketing classes. And so she was like, he don't need to be here. So Dr. White, can you attest to maybe the misdiagnosis of public school systems or school systems in general?
Yeah, I can say this. My mom never allowed them to put me on any medication. She was like,
No,
they
right,
don't do that.
right,
No.
right.
And I thank God for that, because I was able to work it out with a clear mind. When you're putting somebody just on medicine, now I'm not talking about anybody that need to do what you need to do, but you need to research it and see what the outcome is. Because a lot of the medicine that we put the children on is going to hurt them later on in life. So you're calming them for now,
zombies.
but you're destroying them for later. So little Raheem is in the classroom. He's quiet now, but then when he's 20 years old, he probably has heart failure. We got to make sure that we are in our kids' life and understand what's going on. We don't just accept what they tell us because they're professionals, because even professionals get it wrong. Because when I graduated from high school, this is what it said. He will have a vocational job. He will need to have assistance. So in the professional's mind, I was not supposed to be teaching at a college. I was supposed to be working at McDonald's with somebody helping me. So a parent has to be involved and not allow medicine to just calm their child if they haven't done the research. You got to do the research. You got to see what the outcomes is going to be. You got to look at the health part of it and see what's really going on with your child. Usually what parents do, some, not mine, I'm going to just take you to school and whatever they decide, we're going to let them do. Yeah, but we got to look at their future. My mom knew I had a future. My mom looked inside of me and said, you know what, my son is going to be great. And now I'm reading books. You're talking about a kid that was on fire. You're talking about a kid that put a thumbtack on a teacher's seat. You're talking about a kid that was doing spitball fights is now writing books and helping out people. There's destiny inside of all of our children. But if we just let the system control what's going to happen and not us, the parents, decide what's going to happen, then what's the outcome? And then another thing, parents got to be realistic. We can't say my son is great when he's in school standing on top of the desk throwing books all over the place. We have to be involved to see what's going on, because the trauma could be, because see, I was molested 3 times by 3 different people from the ages of 3 to 12. So I was angry from this. Then I was angry I couldn't learn right. Then I was angry when my father left. And then I'm angry because they're trying to bully me and I got to fight back. So I had all of these things going on and they wondering why I can't sit still and why I'm not learning properly. I have all of these things going on. So when it comes to that, a parent has to be involved in order for the best outcome for the child, because the parent should know the child and know why they're acting this way.
Oh, damn. You damn sure hit the nail on the head. So is your book, Class Called Special, available yet?
Yes, it's on Amazon. It's called In a Class Called Special. Yes, and I'm also working on a documentary right now on that. So we're going to journey my life from a kid all the way to getting my doctorate degree.
I act if y'all need somebody to play.
Play what, D? Play what?
Him.
A teacher. You don't look. Oh, you do look like him.
Yeah.
But you're a little.
See, he got the hair. I don't got it. So he might.
It's a movie. It's a movie.
So, Dr. White, I would ask, man, if you could send us a couple copies so we can review it and then have you back on, man. I think that'd be so very important. In your story, you talked about committing possible suicide. Attempted suicide.
Yes, I tried to commit suicide over 100 times. I was traumatized. You're talking about all the things that I've had going on, and then you're trying to push forward. See, the thing about setbacks is this. When I try to push forward, what happens with my setbacks? So I thought the only thing that was the best to do was to end my life. But I'm thankful to God that it didn't happen. I'm thankful because I have boys that are looking up to me. See, the thing about it is when that happens, you need to get help. And that's the thing that we don't realize in our community as men, as people. It's okay to say, I need help. And getting that help, my spiritual walk with God, my relationship with God, my parents all played a part. But that was part of it because you just, listen, after trauma, after trauma, after trauma,
Right.
people feel like I need to relieve that. But we need to think about what's life after I get past this. And look at life for me is so much greater than it was as a kid.
Right. So, you speak of your mom. Even after your mom and dad, they separated, it sound like?
Yeah, they got a divorce. Yeah, so my father's passed now, but my mom's still here.
Okay. My condolences. When they separated, was that, did that cause you some trauma as far as you wanting to push on? I know you spoke of suicide attempts, and you said well over 100 times. When the separation occurred, did that make you want to be closer to your mom as a protector, or did that make you push away further from your education? Like, I don't give a damn about this. I gotta. What was that feeling like?
Man, y'all asking the good questions, boy. Y'all should have sent me a list before this. I like that. You're asking the question, tearjerkers. Nah, that's a good question. You're talking about a man who was there, who was a powerful man. My father was there. He was on everything. Listen, man, my grind and my hustle was because of my father. He did a great job until that part that he left. When he left, that left a void. So what do we do as young black men who are immature? We blame the person that stays and do not blame the person that leaves.
Left, right.
So I took my mom through years of pain because I felt like you should have did more. But until I realized that my father left, and when I tried to reach out to him, it wasn't until his deathbed that he tried to reconcile. So I think that I had so much trauma from him leaving because he was an integral part. He was big in my life. He was my father. He was the pastor. He was the man that I was trying to be like. And when he left, that anger set into a point that I was just very destructive. And I got more beatings, I think, when he left, because my mom was like, we're not doing this. Like I said, I wish child services was around because they would have saved me. But she kept loving me beyond my pain. And that's what parents got to do. Just because he looked like the kid's father, that don't mean you treat him like him. You got to love your child beyond the pain. So that's what helped me.
Well, man, that is so dope. If you can, I would email you personally. Miss Fifi, like I said, Jet couldn't land because of the snowstorm. She normally flies in every other day. Email so you can send it, because I'm really interested in your book. And that way we can also put the link. And that way we can put the link on our website as well. And then that way people can purchase the book. And I'd love to have you back in. Matter of fact, I would love for you to possibly come in town and connect with my man Calvin Mann. If you get a chance, his show come on tonight at 6:00. Okay. It's the METV, MEIY TV. Be on the 6:00 on podcasting, right on Facebook or directly on the website. I want to communicate with you more because I love what you're doing. My learning disabilities has turned into all of my possibilities. So with that being said, I mean, it's on paper, I do have dyslexia. In my mind, I don't even know how to spell dyslexia.
And I'm ambidextrous.
Yeah.
So I get y'all.
Anyway, they don't have nothing. I mean, okay, okay. So you can shoot basketball with your left hand. I mean, Dr. White, can you close your ears for a minute?
Yeah.
Remember I told you was an asshole, D? That's the part of being an asshole. We got to guess.
No, I was trying to relate with y'all.
No, you bringing up your religion. You said extraterrestrialness?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, Dr. White, this is what brothers do over here at the Rise and Grind Morning Show. Y'all listen, give us a call in 248-854-9850. If you have any questions for Dr. White, the phone lines are open. D. Jones is Expeditiary Assistance, right?
Yeah, since I was a kid. I've been dealing with this element.
Spell it.
I'm ambidextrous. I can't.
Okay. Dr. White, can you run? I don't even want to ask you the definition because it's gonna piss me off because I know it don't even sound right, brother. So Dr. White, with you, and we have to let our guests know that we are a fun morning show. You feel me?
Yes.
So we be serious at the same time. We gotta have some damn fun. You feel me? I wish you would have been alert because I'll do a prank. I would love for you to. I could prank call somebody you know and care about a whole lot, and maybe have them get upset with you for 2 weeks. But we don't got time for that.
Amen.
He said, "Amen."
Why would you want him to do something like that?
I mean, he needs to know how enemies act towards people. He's a good guy. He don't get no flack, and ain't that a lie?
Yeah, all right. I got enemies. I got some enemies. I mean,
Right.
I hope they watch this. So I love my enemies.
Hey, look, one thing for sure, Dr. White, as you were speaking, it reminded me so much of my life in a sense to where, like I said, man, my disabilities is all my possibilities because I done learned how to reconfigure people and give them less attention and give them more material for them to talk about me about. You know what I mean?
Right.
I give them less attention to give them more material, and that's only because as Black America starts to believe, it starts to get smaller. We start to believe that we're getting smarter, and the bad part is we don't put people like you yourself on a pedestal and give y'all a platform to teach our children. You feel me?
Right.
So I would tell you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, when you get done with your documentary, I would love to showcase it on Podcastic website and show people that Black men are doing something. We are aware of the educational situation, and we are willing to love.
Right. This is good.
So with that being said, I open my business and my heart to you by you being a servant to us and our communities. Maybe definitely, like I said, I would love to get you to fly in and talk to some people if you don't mind.
Yes.
I take care of your room and your flight, but only if you fly Spirit.
I got the Spirit. I don't know about flying Spirit.
Yeah, tell him. Don't tell him.
Did he say the
Don't-
Holy
don't
Spirit? I don't know.
Don't tell him to do you like that.
Speaking of the Holy Spirit, you say your father was a pastor.
Yes.
Okay, and did you follow his steps, and because you said the Holy Spirit immediately, and so did you follow his steps in becoming a pastor or a minister?
I'm currently just laying the groundwork, doing community work. It's so easy to start a church, but it's not easy to start ministry. So right now, since last year, I've been laying the groundwork. I haven't done church services, but I've been feeding. God has allowed me to partner with my brother at Inspiring Youth Mentoring Center, and we just go out and do things in the community because the biggest thing within our community, we know that there's a Black church, but do we understand that there's a ministry that cares? So what I've been doing is going in, no matter what it is. And again, I don't go in the community and say I'm pastor because
Right.
that word has a fear in my heart because of my experience with my own father. But
Right.
they acknowledge me as that. So again, I'm in the community no matter, people think when you get this doctorate degree, you put your nose up in the air and you just go about your way. No, I'm in there feeding, shaking hands, helping out, delivering food, helping people try on coats, taking people's food to their car, and that's what I'm doing. And that's when the Lord says more, I'll probably start the church. But right now, I'm just trying to change the mode of what people see as a pastor. Everybody sees the pastor as someone who's doing this and doing that. No, I want them to see that Isaiah White is in the community doing things that most people wouldn't do with his prolific high degree. He's just getting his hands dirty because that's what we're supposed to do. And that's my message, where I want people to know, don't pay attention to the name Dr. White, because you're going to think of this man, he got the highest degree. I want you to hear my grind. I want you to hear how dirty I was. I want you to hear about my tears, how I was crying, frustrated, and all my pain, so you can understand that in order to get to that elite place that people call, that you got to grind hard and work through your situation and break through. What is breakthrough? So yes, when it comes to that, I'm following his footsteps. I see what he has done in ministry, and I understand the words that he has preached and how God has used him. And I'm just trailblazing my own path and letting God do it. That's how I would say it.
That's what's up. That's dope. Thank you so very much for listen. Give Dr. White a round of applause.
Thank you for being part of the show.
Thank you.
Yes. So, Dr. White, can you tell people how they can reach you and learn more about your business and how to get your books?
Yes, I'll have my website up by next week. It's called DrIsaiahSpeaks.com. I had a website. It was Isaiah Speaks, and it went pretty well. They could reach me on Facebook. It's Dr. Isaiah White. People think it's Dryzaya, like it's a woman's name, but I just had to put my little DR on it. And just contact Dr. Isaiah L. White at Gmail, and then look me up on social media. I'm there. I'm open. I'm out there, and I'm trying to get my story out. And I believe that through this interview and people like you, and I do want to say thank you guys for allowing me to be on. This has helped me get my story out. Again, it's not about me. It's about my story.
There
and that's
you
how
go.
people can get that.
Praise God. Now, how can I get your book? What the search for on your book for Amazon?
You could either put Dr. Isaiah White, or you could put In a Class Called Special, and it's on Amazon, and it's selling really good. So just get the book. I will send in some books for you guys to have. And again, get this story out. But if you put Dr. Isaiah White, it'll come up. And I just want to say this. I thank you again for bringing me on, because my story has gone viral like 4 times. They put it on last year and went viral. I went on TikTok. I don't know nothing about TikTok, but I put my story on there and went viral. So I just thank God that it's going viral, and hopefully that it'll reach some young person or some parent that's sitting here dealing with this situation, so they can help their young person.
Well, I definitely want to connect with a couple of people, and so we might go ahead and do a mental health segment on you. Are you on Clubhouse?
Yes, I'm on Clubhouse.
We might do a Clubhouse session and pipe in directly to the to our podcast station. Get you, a friend of mine's, Walter Winesberry. He hate to say the word heal, but he actually took his son from nonverbal in response as well. To his son just graduated from high school. His son had autism, so he treated his son, and he has treated his son to where he graduated from high school. Hypothetically speaking, if they had 10 things going against him, as far as him being autistic, he only had one thing going against him right now, and that's just the fact that they had a record that he was autistic. The first time he let me know he was healing his son, scared the hell out of me, because his son normally just jump up, yell, run around, sit, pause, didn't never speak a word. So about 5 years later, he came and put his son in the seat, said, "Sit down, son." And for him to understand the sit down part, I didn't even get it right immediately, because he had to rush to the bathroom. So while he was in the bathroom, his son said, "Hello, how are you? What's your name?" And it scared the hell out of me, right? And so from that point, he came in laughing, wiping his hands. He's like, "Man, that's what I'm here to tell you. I see you heard my son speak to you." And I said, "Yes." He said, "So now you know why I'm here." I said, "I know exactly why you're here." He wanted to tell his story. And to get you, Calvin Mann, and Walter Winesberry on the call, speaking of our health issues and learning disabilities, he's the one who made me understand that our disabilities is really possibilities on understanding and being able to communicate on a higher level. So
I thank you. I like what you say, because you sound just like my fiance. So if it wasn't for my mom, now my fiance has taken on a role to continue to say those things. So I like that saying. It's something that she would say. So I just want to shout her out as well. And I appreciate it.
Shout out to his fiance. Hey, y'all, listen, thank y'all for listening to Dr. White's story. We're going to have him back, and we're going to promote the day he comes back on, and we're going to have some pre-shows that goes with it, because our mental health and and getting our education and having the ability to have be able to comprehend what we read and even how we listen, because a lot of times we don't have the comprehension while we even listening to things. It's crazy that I know people can know the lyrics to a rap song that I barely can do my damn self, and then when you ask them to read a paragraph, they don't even know how to do it.
Right.
I know people who have been hired for plays, but gracefully bowed out simply because they couldn't even read the script. You know what I mean? So that's. And they was in their 40s, 50s. So it is a problem in our community, whether we want to recognize it or not. Okay, D Jones. You have one more thing. Do you have any? You did you say give us your Instagram and TikTok and your social media handles?
Yeah, everything is Dr. Isaiah White.
Spell Isaiah, because Isaiah is one of the words. Yeah, one I, A misspelled. It still look like it say Isaiah. So tell people how they can spell your name.
Since I got a church background, it's spelled just like the Bible. ISAIAA. They wasn't gonna play with that. They was gonna make it like a prophet as much as they could.
Right. So Isaiah, what do Isaiah mean, by the way?
I'm gonna say chosen one. I don't know. I'll put my own definition to it. It's chosen one.
Right. That's what's up. So thanks a lot, Dr. White. We appreciate you coming by.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good day.
Peace. Listen, so Dr. White has gave y'all a spill of his life. It is actually an introductory and possibly pieces and bits of my life, and also maybe D. Jones' life. And
man. Our disabilities matching almost.
What disability you got again, D?
I'm ambidextrous and a foodie.
To be a foodie is not.
And I've been dealing with this for a long time, and I want to tell my story.
Okay.
It's time the world knows that you can survive being ambidextrous.
All right. Well, D. Jones said you can survive being ambidextrous, whatever ambidextrous is, whatever the hell ambidextrous. Matter of fact, D. Jones, define ambidextrous.
What's a disability?
Of what?
It's one of the worst ones.
Of what, D. Jones?
Well, you won't be able to do certain things. It's
like what, D. Jones?
Like just through life, like my obstacles are different than most, and I have to
like
get
what
through
obstacles?
more. How much we about to go though? We don't have that much time.
No, go ahead. We
don't have that much time. We don't have that much time.
Okay.
So tell people how they can follow you.
Oh, M Dixon 313, Instagram, the Mediapreneur on Facebook. You already know what the time it is.
Yeah.
D. Jones, I like to say I hate you for today.
What did I do? It was a good show.
You ambidextrous.
I know. But pray for me, brother.
And I don't want to pray for no. I'm not praying for you right now, D. Jones. All right, y'all heard it right from the horse's mouth. I'm not praying for D. Jones. Rise and Grind Morning Show next Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's what's happening. Until next time,
Be
peace.
careful in the snow.
Hey! Yeah. Up early in the morning, getting the kids ready for school. Rise and grind, yeah. Pack a lunch or two. Talking about I gotta be at work in a few, yeah. Hey, for your daily news, hey. Grinding just for